Are you stuck at the intermediate level and you are having problems advancing? It could be because of your non-volley zone play. And today I'm going to share with you the 4 biggest mistakes that I see intermediate players make at the non-volley zone line and how you can fix them. Hey everybody, my name's CJ Johnson and my friends don't like speaking parts. This is
Lori.
This is
Sarah.
And together with my partner, Tony Roy, we help pickleball players over 50 live their best lives on and off the pickleball courts. All right, we're going to jump into the most common mistakes I see intermediate players make once they get up here at the non-volley zone. Mistake number 2 that I see often at the intermediate level is speeding up the wrong shot. Now, typically it happens up here at the non-volley zone. I happen to think that it's a lack of confidence in dink games that often leads to poor speed up choices. And what tends to happen is players are here, they're in a dink rally, and I think they get a little nervous and they want to speed up the ball before the ball gets sped up to them and they're unable to defend it. So what they do is they speed up a ball that is substantially below the net, or what I would call like in a red light zone. In the red light zone, that means that the ball has got to travel from low to high to just get over the net. So by doing that, because it's got to travel from low to high to get over the net, they open themselves up to a counterattack. Okay, let's see what that looks like. Let's start a dinking rally. I've got Sarah and Laurie, and we're in a dinking rally here. And all these balls right now are below the net. But I'm getting nervous, and I speed it up, and I am now in a place where Sarah can counter that shot, and I'm caught off guard. A better choice would be, when I'm in a dinking rally, is to stay patient and wait for a ball that comes up above the net and attack a ball that's above the net. I mean, think of it this way. How many dinks can the players that you're playing with hit successfully before one maybe gets a little high, maybe in that yellow zone, which is just slightly above the net, maybe from about my rib cage down to my hips? You know, for most players at that level, 4, 5, 6 balls before one actually floats? Wait for a better shot and take advantage of that shot. Another speed up mistake that we see amongst intermediate level players here at the non-volley zone line is that they telegraph their intent to speed the ball up to their opponents. All right, let's start another dink rally and I'll show you what I mean. So in this dink rally, what you're going to notice is that the strokes are all pretty short. There's not much backswing to these shots because the ball doesn't have to travel very far. And yet, when players get ready for a speed up, what you'll see is that paddle come way back here and they telegraph the speed up to the player who is across the net. Typically, that gives them enough time to now be able to counter the shot. So to make that speed up effective, what you want to do is you want to make that speed up look as similar to your dink stroke, as you possibly can. So let's start another rally. I'm here, my dink stroke is pretty short. I'm here, and now when I speed up, all I want to do is keep the paddle out in front of me and go ahead and speed up the ball with a nice short stroke. Now, the advantage to that as well is, as long as my stroke is relatively short, if that ball is countered, I now am in a position where I can get back and I can possibly defend the counter because the paddle is still out in front of me. So if you're ready to move up to the next level click this link right up above. I am going to send you the must-have shots to get the 3-5 level and beyond. Level up your game in 2026 so you can play your best pickleball. Another mistake that I see here at the non-volley zone, specifically in really that intermediate level, is the mistake of thinking that the only way to create offense here at the non-volley zone is to speed the ball up or to hit the ball hard. An aggressive dink, or an aero dink as we call it, is another way to create mistakes amongst your opponents. So too many times players get into dinking rallies and just simply return the dinks along where the dink traveled to them. The way to create that aggressive dink is to move that ball around so that you create a mistake from the movement of your opponents. All right, let's get into a dinking rally. And I'm going to see if what I can do here is if I can isolate one player. So I'm going to pick on Lori, and I am going to see if I can move her around and I can get a pop-up by moving her, and then I can take advantage of that pop-up. So that was actually created by me being aggressive with my dinks. I moved it first to my right, her left foot, and then back towards the center. And by her having to move her body momentum gets into the shot, and then the shot became a pop-up. The next shot is now clearly above the net. She's off balance, and I'm in a position to put the next shot away. Another common mistake up here at the NVZ is not being ready for the hard hit shot. It's always easier to be ready for the hard hit shot and play when it comes soft than it is to be prepared for a soft shot and have to adjust when it comes back to you hard. All right, so let's start another dinking rally. So because I'm in a dinking rally, it's really easy for me to get lulled into a little bit of a sleep where I think that every shot that comes back to me is going to be soft. When in that instance, she caught me off guard. The ball came back and she attacked to my outside, and it was enough to get me to flinch. So it's significantly easier for you to play if you think that the ball is going to be coming back to you hard. What that creates mentally for you is it makes you keep that paddle out in front of you in a position where you're able to defend. So expect it to come back, but expect the ball to come back hard. So if you're ready to level up your game, pay special attention to the non-volley zone. Pick one of the 4 things that we talked about in this video and work on it first. It's so important to do things one at a time. If you try and do all 4 at once, chances are you aren't going to accomplish any of them. And then when you're ready, make sure you grab this must-have guide. It's going to give you the shots that you need to get to the 3-5 level and beyond. Because together, we can train smart, live bold, and age well.